Welcome to Park Talchin for the Tesco All-Ireland Minor B final replay. And you see the captains going into the middle there. There's one captain for Antrim. There's two captains actually for Offaly. But the news there is that actually Grace Leonard, one of their captains, the number 8, is not starting. I just got that from the Offaly manager just a few minutes ago. So she's out there to take the toss, but she's not starting. She's been replaced by Hannah Riley, who came on as a sub the last day and did very well indeed. And of course the Antrim captain is Fionnuala Kelly, and the other captain is Sinead Hannamy, who is out there, and she got the vital equaliser the last day, and that's why we are here today. And Seamus McAleenan is with me now. And Seamus, late change there by Offaly, does that surprise you?
It doesn't surprise me. Grace Leonard went off at half time, or slightly after half time, in the drawn match. She was doing pretty well, but I'm not sure why she was drawn. In that case, she might be carrying an injury or whatever, but as far as I was concerned, she was playing pretty well. But the sub, Hannah Riley, did make an impression as soon as she came on, scored a point, won a couple of frees, so she's probably worthy of an inclusion, you know. I don't think she'll be at midfield though. I think she'll be maybe in the half-forward line.
It's very interesting. Offaly have made a lot of changes from the last day. Now, one late one for just on the day, but a lot from the last day, whereas Antrim seem to be the exact same 15. Do we read anything into that?
I don't know. I saw Offaly playing in the semi-final in Clones just before the All-Ireland semi-final, intermediate semi-final between Antrim and Galway. They were playing Derry that day, and there were quite a few changes after the semi-final game and the final, so I'm not sure what's going on in Offaly. There are a lot of good players there. The last day, you mentioned the captain there, Hannamy. She's actually a daughter of Martin Hannamy, the captain of Offaly to the All-Ireland 1994, and she was very dangerous in the corner the last day. Didn't get the supply of the ball, but I think that she could do a lot of damage if she gets the proper supply of the ball.
There's a lot of teams out there, a lot of players out there who can do a lot of damage, and both teams probably feel the last day they could have won it, could have lost it. Antrim 4 down with 10 minutes to go, then they were ahead and so on, and you know, but that's what you get at minor level, I guess, so anything could happen today.
Yeah, you go through spells in games, and particularly with younger players there, they can lose concentration quite easily. You know, with adult teams you can work very well with them in preparation for what to expect, but younger players, it's maybe hit or miss with that there, you know. I think that, you know, quite a number of the Antrim team didn't perform well the last day. Now I know that there's maybe 11 in the starting team are underage again next year, so they are quite young, but I've seen them come through in schools, I've seen them in club matches, and they're an exceptional bunch of players. It's just they didn't get it together as a team the last day, and I feel if they can get it together a wee bit more as a team, that they should win this.
That's interesting, and of course it's a very poignant day for Antrim with the passing of Anto Finnegan. And you know, you were telling me earlier that his last tweet was about Camogie last week. He was a great Gael in many ways, and a lot of Antrim people will have heavy hearts today, but he would love to have seen Antrim win this today.
Of course he would, and that's what shocked me totally when that message came through last night, was that I'm in charge of the Antrim Camogie media, and that was one of the messages that I saw coming up immediately after the All-Ireland final last year. He was so impressed by the performance of Maeve Kelly, and he could not comment on it, and that was typical of Antrim. He commented on all aspects of Antrim. Didn't matter whether it was hurling, camogie, or anything like that there, or even social issues. He was very vocal, and he was very, very good. You saw that in the last 10 years when he was suffering from his problems that he had, how independent he was, how resilient he was, and he was more about helping the determined organisation and promoting the knowledge about the disease that he had, rather than worrying about what his own condition was.
Yeah, it was an incredible inspiration, an incredible attitude. He was so positive, and he was such a great ambassador for Gaels right across the Antrim spectrum and all the different codes as well. I mean, he really was an incredible figure, and a lot of heavy hearts about it.
Very heavy heart. I came across Antrim probably at a different level than most people, because I put out school teams when I was a teacher in St Pat's Mahara. I put out school teams against him when he was hurling in St Mary's CBS, and he was that kind of a wee ball of a player who chased everything, who never gave up, and the next time he surfaced then was as a footballer, and again he brought that same dynamic personality to the football field as well, and he drove what was an Antrim team during the 1990s was struggling to win games and stuff like that there. And when he became captain, he led them, and they actually made the breakthrough.
They did, of course, in Casement Park famously, but listen, we're back to Park Tailteann. We'll talk about Camogie now, and I'll talk to you at half time, but thanks very much for joining us for now. That's Seamus Michael-Leenan. So there's a little bit of quiet here in the stadium, but there is a big crowd here, and there was a big crowd the last day, and they can make some noise, and we're right up in the stand as well, so we're going to hear a lot of noise here today. It's going to be very vocal. They're very passionate about their camogie in both of these counties, and we are looking forward to a cracking match here today. Obviously we're on a replay, so the last game was a thriller, and we're getting a minute silence now being called for Anto Finnegan, so there'll be a bit of silence here just for a minute in tribute to Anto. Told you they'd make a lot of noise, and you'll hear a lot of that as the afternoon goes on, and the players are now making their way out into the middle of the park for the start of the 2021 Tesco All-Ireland Minor B final replay. The referee out there is Gavin Donegan from Dublin, and on the line he has Louise Riley from Cavan and Lisa Bannon from Cavan as the fourth official. And there's a late change actually, because Jenny Byrne has come in as the other line, and Jenny, well-known referee and Dublin chairperson of Camogie as well, and she has come in to fill in at the last minute as a linesperson. So here we go, the sun shining in Park Tailteann. The ball dropped in by Gavin Donegan, and we are off. We had a classic the last day in Enniskeane, and we're hoping for something similar today. These young girls battling for an All-Ireland title. They were well matched the last day, and as you can see at the start, they're well matched already again. This is Anya McGill, though, very much the star of the Antrim team, going through 3 or 4 players and getting blocked down, but persisting and getting the ball in, but it was over the end line. But that could be a trend today. Anya McGill, the intermediate All-Ireland winner from last week. She scored 1-2 the last time, and she is driving Antrim forward from the start of this game. Leah Gallagher from Tullamore with her first puck out off the game. And that's Quiva Darcy, number 7 or number 11. No, what am I talking about? Number 9, Quiva is, and she is battling for the ball but has lost it, and it's Antrim on the attack here, and it could open up here for Woodhouse. If she goes low, she goes high actually, but a brilliant save by the goalkeeper Leah Gallagher from Tullamore, and she reacted brilliantly right at the start of this game. That was a great chance for Antrim, and that one batted over the bar though, and there is a point from the move for Antrim, so they'll be happy enough with that. But what a chance they had there from the effort on goal, and that would have given them a superb and perfect start. But as it is, it's 1 point, but a very bright start overall by Antrim. All the game being played in the Offaly half. This is good work again by McGill, getting her hand to it, and she always seems to have 2 or 3 players around her, and she seems very motivated for this game right from the start. And she is being blocked down, she is being fouled because she is causing trouble for the Offaly defence. She's driving forward. She's the older sister of the twins, Breed and Brona, and she drops this one in. It's going to the left and it's kept in. There might still be a chance of a goal here if somebody can get a pull on that, but they come out, and they come out too far because they've come all the way out to Hannah Riley. She's wearing 23. She started the game in place of Grace Leonard, and she did well there despite being surrounded by saffron jerseys. Laura Haughey from Cushendall emerging with the ball there, but it comes straight back out again, and that's a good reach there by Quiva Darcy for Offaly, and that's Cara Hoare from the St Killian's club, and they get the slither into the Antrim half for the first time in the game, and it could be a telling time in the game because they're going forward and they've a player over here that could be a goal chance. They run into trouble, and it is actually given as a foul. That was a great chance for Offaly, and Antrim held their ground, and there's a player has gone down because she took the full force of that, and I'm trying to see who it is from here. It's quite difficult to see, but her teammates are around her and saying well done there. But that was certainly an opening for Offaly and a little bit concerning for Antrim. Maybe, just maybe, the Offaly forward was caught in 2 minds, but ended up getting nothing, and it's cleared, and that's the fullback Breed McGill, of course, who was down there with the pink helmet. She stood firm. So already at the start of the game you've seen goal chances at both ends. Fanula Kelly, the captain of Antrim, a sister of Maeve Kelly. That's a dangerous and interesting looking ball to Woodhouse, who had the goal chance, and Woodhouse gets the ball in hand, and she ducks and dives in there and leaves it off, and this could be dangerous as well, but it's actually going to drop to the right and wide. So a fast and furious start to the game, but only the 1 point so far on the board after 4 minutes. This is Gallagher, who's already made 1 important save in the game. And she goes to pretty much the same place she went to with one of her previous puck outs, and this time it's Orla Phelan, who was a rock the last day, and she drives the ball into the Antrim half. Comes straight back out again though. Sunshine here in Navan for this game. It's come in and out a little bit, but mainly sunshine, so perfect conditions, no real breeze to talk of. There's a little bit down there in the middle of the pitch, but I think it's with Antrim, and Antrim are driving forward, and that's McGill looking for her first point of the game, and she gets it, and that is what McGill brings to the table. She got the goal the last day, the important one at the end, and she's got a point at the start this time. 2 up for Antrim. Gallagher's puck out goes again to the exact same place. She's looking for Riley, but that's Nuala Devlin, corner forward, but she's come out the field, and she is driving forward in the saffron jersey and the saffron helmet, and she is brought down, and that will be a free, which should make it 3 up for Antrim early on. Cassie MacArthur comes out to take it. She takes the ones from that sort of distance. No hesitation at all, no great build up to it, just put it over the bar. Now I wonder, will Gallagher change her puck out? She's obviously got the sun in her eyes. She has her hand up there shielding her, but goes more or less to the exact same spot, right up the middle. And she's looking for her number 14, Faye Mulrooney, who has come out there. But it's Antrim again winning all the exchanges in that area of the field, and that's why it keeps coming in. Van Martin is there. Ball has gone loose though. And these are the balls that Antrim are winning, the loose balls, and they've won this one as well. They're trying to drive forward,
And Brona McGill is there, and the referee blows, and an Offaly player has gone down. A bit of a collision there, and I fancy he might drop the ball in, although he seems to be walking in towards the umpire to have a word, maybe just to check what he thought. So little bit of a pause here in the proceedings, and I gather from that exchange off camera that the umpire has confirmed what he thought. Haven't seen what his decision is just yet though. And there's the linesperson I was telling you about, Jenny Byrne. She's come in at the last minute. She's the chairperson of Dublin Camogie, and she is on the line today, an experienced official in many ways. And there you see the Antrim supporters over on the far side here with their flags draped over their railings. They've made the journey all the way down to Navan here, and I say all the way down because some of them have come all the way, I'm sure, from the likes of Ballycastle. You can't really get much further away in Antrim than that unless you're in Rathlin Island. So this is a little bit concerning. The players, well, one of them still not up, and it's the Offaly centre half back, Orla Phelan, who was such a strong influence on the game the last day from the Native Breed Club. She was pretty close to player of the match, if not player of the match. And the physio, by the way, for Antrim is Kiva Conlon from Dunloy, and she was centre half back in Croke Park last week, of course, for the All-Ireland Intermediate win, and she's the physio today for the minors. So she's on duty today, but in a different way, but still very much helping the Antrim cause. This is Sinead Hannamy, 13, all the way back there. Or was it Riley, actually? It was a 3 in the jersey. It's a little bit difficult to see the numbers on the jerseys when they have different bands of colours on them, so sometimes a 3 can look like a 2 when you have hooped jerseys. Definitely number 9 there, Anya McGill. No mistaking her. Just in front of a group of Antrim Farms there. Antrim Farms, Antrim supporters, and the Mead Farm. I'm getting mixed up. Now McGill drives it in, and this time it's Offaly getting out to win the loose ball. That's more like it from an Offaly point of view. They've only really had one attack so far, but now Chloe Fogarty is looking dangerous. She's run into traffic there in the form of Faye McIntosh. Oh, and that's brilliant work by McIntosh, absolutely brilliant. She pirouetted there and then drove forward. That's fabulous play by the girl from Ballycastle. And that's lifted the crowd and lifted the rest of her team now, because it's Brona McGill now taking it forward, and this is Fionnuala Kelly, the captain, number 12. There's support there if she wants it, but instead she swings over her shoulder and drives it towards the post, but just to the left and wide. But again, it's Antrim stopping Offaly and driving forward. And unfortunately, over on the far side, just off camera there, it looks like Kelly is down. And we've had a few stoppages so far, and hopefully no one will have to go off early in the game. The referee actually says play on, and she struggles to her feet, but she is struggling, so we'll have to keep an eye on that. They all go up for it. Nobody gets it clean. Antrim get it on the break though. McGill there as usual, but she's outnumbered this time, and Phelan clears her lines. There's a big crowd here from Offaly. You can hear the roar when they get anywhere near even into the Antrim half, but Antrim defending really well early in this game. Right down in front of the main stand here in Park Talchin. They all go for it, and Mulrooney in the end gets a pull on it, and it's well taken there by Hannamy, the joint captain. She comes forward, but that one's gone astray, but the referee will bring it back for a free, and it's a free for Offaly. Without a score as yet in the game after 11 minutes, and that's got to be a big concern for Offaly. They scored 13 points the last time, and they've scored 25 goals. Well, they scored all the 25 of those goals before last week. Both teams unbeaten so far. So 25 goals in 5 games, but none the last day, none this day, and not even a point so far for Offaly. What can Clodagh Leahy do about that? The perfect camera angle. We are right behind it as Clodagh fires that high and wide to the right. It was a tough one for her, to be fair. Scored 7 frees the last day. Scored 8 in all. Could have had another couple. There were a couple of easy enough looking ones and she missed them, but did get 7 and 8 in total. But none so far today. Antrim on the attack yet again. Maybe they won the toss and decided to play with a little bit of wind and with the sun behind them, because it's a strong sun going from left to right. It's a difficult one if you are in goals or in defence at the end where the sun is shining. But that's another wide for Antrim. 3 points to 0 after 12 and a half minutes. They'll be happy with that, but they could actually be further ahead, because they did have a great goal chance that was well saved by Gallagher, who is now looking to puck it out. And you feel for her, because she's looking into a strong sun, and she plays it into the middle of the field, and that's brilliantly taken by Hanami. That is inspirational play, and drives it forward immediately into the full forward area. But that's great defending by McGill, and she picks up the loose ball as well and drives forward. So Offaly getting absolutely no change out of the Antrim defence. Referee Donegan will drop this in. Orla Laverty is the number 8, and the number 10 is Lawisha Glynn for Offaly, but it's Antrim again, winning most of the 50-50s in there. But this one looks like dropping kindly for Phelan. She gets to it first, but yet again it's Antrim who persist, and Antrim will come again. And now it's Antrim through Cassie MacArthur, and she's driving forward and she's going to put it over. She does put it over. Super score, super player from Dunloy. She scored 2 points the last day to drag Antrim back into it from play. I think they were both off her right hand side, this one off her left. 4 points up for Antrim, and that is pretty reflective of the game so far. So all going Antrim's way. What can Hanami do about it? She turns inside. There's room here. There's space for Mulrooney. It's gone a little bit loose, and I fancy that's a foul. Indeed, the referee's signal goes up, and this will be a chance for Offaly to get their first score of the game. And boy, do they need it. 4 points to 0 down. It'll be good for them. 1 for the scoreboard and 2 for confidence. They've been under a lot of pressure in this game, and they might actually say, you know, after all that pressure, we're happy to be only 4 points down, and this obviously could make it 3, which would be even better. Strikes it well. Is it on target? The roar goes up and the white flag goes up, and Offaly are on the board after nearly 15 minutes. Orla Donnelly now hasn't had many of these. In fact, I can't remember if she's even had one, but this maybe is her first then, and it breaks kindly for Antrim. Maybe they're just a little bit sharper. Tries to find Woodhouse, but it goes past her towards MacArthur, and then Woodhouse gets it, and on her left side I think that's going to go safely from an Offaly point of view over the end line. And that maybe is a sign of the way some of the play has gone, because Antrim have had a lot of possession and haven't maybe got as many scores as they would have liked for that possession. The puck out for a change comes down this near side, and Antrim really battling brilliantly for it, and McGill goes in for it, and she gets a bit of a nudge on the back and goes down and gets her free. And Antrim again winning all those exchanges. And I think the referee is looking at his watch and will call a water break now at this point. And he does indeed. And there you see what happened. The challenge is flying in, and McGill obviously is one of the key players in this game. So there's the Antrim players going in for a drink and a word or two from their management, I'm sure. Their management, Rachel Neeson, the manager, the coach Johnny Sayers, and they've also got Anne McIntosh, Una Kelly and John MacArthur in there helping out. The managers for Offaly, well, you have Declan Fogarty, whose daughter Chloe is number 12, and you have Mark Gallagher, Albert Nevin, Patricia Flynn, Mary Shanahan and Rachel Fogarty all helping out. And that's the Antrim girls in there getting a drink. And I'm sure the message will be, you're doing really well so far, but drive on up to half-time. Little pat on the back there for Faye McIntosh, one of the Ballycastle players. There's 5 from Ballycastle. There's one actually from Niavenna in Glengormley, just outside Belfast. And there's one from the Rossa club, that's Emily McGurk at number 24. But most of the rest, if not all the rest, are from North Antrim. Lots of encouragement from the big crowd here in Navan. And a minute ago, Anya McGill was fouled, and she now has this free just inside the Offaly half. So she will be looking to drop this somewhere in and around the house and hoping that she gets a little bit of a deflection on it, or has she got the power to put it over herself? It looks pretty good, but it goes to the left and Gallagher bats it away, the goalkeeper, and Antrim will get another chance here, you fancy, because they're giving it out to Martin, I think that is, and MacArthur is thereabouts as well, but Offaly defending it well. Oh, brilliantly batted down though, brilliantly blocked. So much pressure on the Offaly players in the first quarter of this game, and now into the second quarter, and that's a clever ball across the goal area, but well defended. 3 Antrim girls in pursuit, but it's cleared towards Clodagh Lahi, and this is Lahi. Oh, that's a brilliant hand pass by her, and now it opens up, and there could be a big chance here for Offaly. 4 points to 1 down, but they have a chance of a goal. Oh, an amazing save, and she looks round to say, where did that go? It goes over the bar, but Donnelly certainly there prevented a certain goal, one of Offaly's best moments in the game so far, and she stood strong and managed to deflect that away. That's a key moment in this game. 4 points to 2, and it shows how dangerous Offaly can be on the break. So for all Antrim's possession and persistence, there's nothing in it. And that's kind of as we expected after the last day. The Offaly defenders closing in well there, but there's still a chance here for Antrim. Oh, that's beautiful play, and it's fired again, and at this time it's Nuala Devlin, but it's brilliantly saved again by Gallagher. That's 2 she has kept out, and there's been 3 great saves by the goalkeepers so far in this game. Offaly breaking out way over on the right hand side. A great hand there by Kayla Fletcher, and she showed that the last day, and she showed it again, and good defending in there by Antrim to try and keep this out, but Offaly persist, and there could be another goal chance here, and is she going to pull on it? She does, and unbelievably it's saved yet again by Donnelly. We have seen 4 brilliant saves by the goalkeepers in this game, 2 at each end. Have a look at it again, really good connection, and she stood strong, and it does go over the bar though, so it's 4-3, but the goalkeepers so far have been exceptional. Long puck out from Donnelly. Seems to have caught a few of the Offaly players out, but Mulrooney got back there to intercept. There's a stick in the ground being picked up now, and Offaly seem to be getting into the groove a little bit now, and they are dangerous, especially when this girl Hanami gets it. She always has a little burst of speed. She got the equaliser the last day. She's from the St. Ryan's club, and she's playing out around the middle and picking up a lot of important ball, as is Mulrooney. Mulrooney from Burr, as is the entire full back line today, by the way, from Offaly. Chloe Fogarty now. But that's going easily towards McGill. That's disappointing for Offaly, but McGill easily clears her lines and it drops in and around the D, and there's a chance here for Sheena Woodhouse. She had a goal chance earlier on. It was saved, but she didn't miss this time. And it looks like the Offaly defender, the number 2, Fanan, did not miss her either, because she has had a bit of a bump there. And we'll see it in the replay. She gets her effort away, and in fact it wasn't Fanan, it was another player coming in from the other side, and that's always a little bit dangerous. And hopefully she is okay. It's 5 points to 3 now, and that's Antrim hitting back, because Offaly had got 2 in a row after it was 4-1, gone back to 4-3. Now 5-3 after 20 minutes, 2 points in it. And the ref going in again to have a word with his umpire just to see if he saw anything there. They don't have the advantage of the replays that we have. We saw one of the Offaly players coming in from the blind side there, and it was that connection which has led to the scorer being, or rather needing, a little bit of treatment there. Woodhouse from Cushendall. Mention as well, by the way, for Yvonne Martin. She's from the Kickham's Cregan club. She's the only representative from that club. She's the number 11 for Antrim. Offaly, as I say, their full back line: Hannah Fanan, Sarah Doherty and Denise Connor, all from the Burr club, as is Faye Mulrooney. The rest, well, you're looking at Lusma Drum Cullen and Kilcormac Callaghy have a lot of representatives too. And then you have Niamh Breed and St Killian's. And there's Maria Maher in the subs from Moneygall, and Emer Maher from Shinrone. And you have also Miriam O'Neill from the Kennedy club. She's the only representative from that club. And I've just been reminded by Tony McCollum from Kickham's Cregan that Yvonne is from Kickham's in southwest Antrim. I mentioned that they were North Antrim, but I was referring to most of the other players, and of course Cregan is southwest, and they're very proud of their representative. Here's a goal chance for Antrim. MacArthur, surely, oh my goodness, how did that not go into the net? We're going to have to watch a replay there to see, and here is the replay. What on earth happened there from point blank range? She got in behind and shot. Was it saved? Was it actually? I think it was, you know. And somehow Gallagher managed to deflect that out for a 45. We've had now 5 point blank saves by the goalkeepers so far, but surely that has been the best and most important one yet. So no goals. Both teams scored 25 goals before last week in their 5 games respectively, so that's 50 goals. But today the goalkeepers are saying no way. Antrim do get a point out of it, but they'll be disappointed they haven't got a goal yet today. They got 2 the last day, none so far, and it was Yvonne Martin from the Kickham's Cregan club in southwest Antrim who got their first goal the last day, but none as yet today for either team. McGill left the ball behind, went back to get it. This is great work again, and Antrim piling on the pressure. Gallagher, though, what a game she is having in there. She is as steady as a rock. Nothing is beating her today. Antrim persists, though. This time there's help from the rest of the Offaly defence, and that's great work by Cara Hoare from the St Killian's club, but the referee says it was over carrying. Free in. The crowd don't like it. Well, the Offaly crowd don't like it. It's sure to be a point for Antrim and for Cassie MacArthur. She scored 3 points the last day. She's a cousin, by the way, of the 3 McGill sisters. Breed McGill at number 3, Anya McGill at 9 and Brona McGill 10. A family affair. Antrim regain the 4-point lead they had earlier on, or was it 3? I'm trying to remember. No, it was 4-1, so they've opened up a 4-point gap for the first time in the game. Could easily have been more, but for this goalkeeper. Gallagher pucks it out almost to halfway, and it falls for Laisha Glynn, number 10 for Offaly. That's Mulrooney out there battling for it, but the Saffron girls come away yet again from a 50-50 exchange, doing really well, and what a catch there by MacArthur, and she turns. Could we finally have a goal in this game? Oh, we do. What a cracker as well. There was no stopping that one. The goalkeeper has performed heroics so far, but she had no chance there. Magic MacArthur. Brilliant goal after 25 minutes on her left side. It was all her own work. Absolute class. 1-7-3, and now you see a 7-point lead has opened up in a matter of minutes. And to be fair, it is reflective of the first half. The referee says that's over carrying, and Offaly under all sorts of pressure. They don't like it, their supporters don't like it, but serious pressure being applied by the Antrim players right down there on the Antrim sideline. And McGill has a chance to pile on the agony. She'll go for the back post. She does. Will it drop in? It drops in perfectly, and she applauds the crowd, and she whacks her stick as she runs away and says, come on, get behind us. We are on fire here. We are going well, and they sure are. It's 1-8 now to just 3. They're winning everything, Antrim. They've been on top for most of the game, but they've only really stamped their authority on the scoreboard in the last few minutes. Oh, a lovely hook there. That was absolutely brilliant. So Offaly standing firm on this occasion. Oh, what a catch. What a catch. That was absolutely brilliant again from McGill. And that's why it comes in to the full forward line to Woodhouse. Oh, and there's room here, you know. There's a player over as well. This is Laverty. Will she go for her own score? She does. Oh, absolutely brilliant from the Lochgiel girl. It all came from McGill's spectacular catch out around the middle, and didn't she bury it? 2-8 plays 3 points, and Antrim have really grabbed a hold of this game. They've been threatening to do so for most of the game, and now they have really put it on the scoreboard in emphatic fashion. It's 14 plays 3, 11 points in it, would you believe? Coming up to half time, and Offaly look shell-shocked. Brilliant goals, it has to be said. Real quality from MacArthur and then from Laverty, but she will thank her midfield partner McGill for the brilliant, spectacular catch in the middle of the field. The Offaly defender who was down was Phelan. She's been in the wars, and thankfully, glad to say that she is okay and able to continue. Little bit of respite, but it is coming back your way, Offaly, because MacArthur is out in front again. She turns again. This time she stood up, so she says, I'll try for a point from distance instead. Puts it to the left and wide, but she really is a super player. The last day when Antrim were 4 points down with 10 minutes to go, she dragged them back into the game with 2 super scores from play. And today she certainly put her mark on the game again. That's great play by Clodagh Leahy for Offaly, getting the ball and driving away, and she is brought down, and the referee, I fancy, will want to have a word, because Leahy has ended up on the ground after that great bit of skill, as you see, and she pulls away, but it was McGill who bundled her over, and the referee is having a word with Anya and saying no more of that. The crowd unhappy that he hasn't taken his book out. Well, he has his book in his hand, but he's not going to show a yellow card. The Offaly supporters on the sideline not happy at all with that. 29 minutes gone. Antrim, I'm sure, cannot believe they are so far ahead, considering they also had 3 other great goal chances, a point blank one for MacArthur, but she made up with it with a super goal And it's now an 11-point lead for Antrim. Offaly will be delighted to hear the half-time whistle, I would imagine. And they'll also be pleased if Lahey can get up from this, but she looks to be in some pain down there. She's getting a little bit of treatment, and she's trying to get to her feet, but she looks a little bit the worse for wear, and she takes the freeze as well, and yeah, that looks like a painful one. She gets encouragement from the faithful county supporters here, and she will take this. And you might see, well, I can see off camera that we're going to have 4 extra minutes at the end of this half. Now, Lahey, her chances have been few and far between. She gets a good connection on that despite being injured, and drops it in, and that's actually gone over the bar off an Antrim hurl. And they needed that. And actually, I'm wondering, is the decision... Yeah, it's a point. So 4 points to Offaly. This is Yvonne Martin, but she's dispossessed by Faye Mulrooney. And Mulrooney, who didn't score the last day, but this would be a good time to get on the scoreboard, and that really has been all her work. She turned that over, and it's likely now that Offaly will score again. And although Mulrooney didn't score the last day, she creates them and she wins them and she earns them, and that's what she did there. So Offaly with a little bit of a recovery, 11 points down now, should be 9. 2 points from Lahey. Two 8 plays 5. Still a big gap, but a little bit of hope there for Offaly. Still 2 minutes to go in this first half. As the goalkeeper Donnelly decides where to go, and she goes to her right, which is down on the stand side here near us. And Paul may go over the line, and it does indeed go over the line. Martin unable to keep it in, and the linesperson Jenny Byrne says that is a Antrim ball. McGill strikes it low. A good battling again from her teammates when it seemed like it would be an Offaly ball. They still get it. That's Devlin in there, but she is crowded out. That's good defending and driven up the field. Wonder, can they keep it in? Oh, brilliant control on the stick. That is exceptional skill by Chloe Fogarty. She's still under serious pressure though, but she still has the ball and drives forward. Great work by Fogarty, and she gets a free, and she really earned that. Now, Lahey has been taking them the last few minutes, but it looks like, actually it is Lahey again. I thought Fogarty was maybe going to take it after she earned it, but it is Lahey again. And why not? She put one over from here about 2 or 3 minutes ago. So she's got 2 in the last few minutes. Can she make it 3 in a row? In the last 30 seconds or so, she connects brilliantly and puts it over, and she gives Offaly hope at the end of the first half. 3 points in a row. They're still going in a long way behind, but it's a lot better than 11 down. Might get even better for Offaly because there's still 10 seconds left. And the ball is driven in towards the goal, but it goes over the line, and I fancy that will be the last action of the first half. The referee, Gavin Donegan from Dublin, checks his watch. It's gone a little bit cool here in Navan in the last minute or so. We have had the sun out, but not there now. And the whistle does indeed go for half time, and there you will hear the reaction from the supporters. brilliant half for Antrim, so they are delighted. While the Offaly supporters got a little bit of encouragement in the last few minutes there with 3 points in a row, and they will want to lift their team. A blitz of scores at the end of the half, making it 2-8 to 6 points now. And we just are checking now with the we're just checking to see if we have an interview at half-time, and indeed we do, because Lucia McNaughton is with me now. And Lucia, good to have you with us. What did you think of the first half there?
It's very exhilarating, Durham.
That's a great word. Well, it was for Antrim, certainly in the last 5 minutes or so there, because there was a blitz of scores and it was fantastic for a few minutes. The goals were brilliant too.
Antrim worked hard all over. They have a good couple of shots there too. Faye McIntosh working very hard too. I think Offaly kind of got a wee bit of momentum there just coming up to the last 5 minutes, but hopefully Antrim will settle down now after half time and get back out at it again.
You're from Lougheil Shamrocks, of course, and I got word this morning from a Lougheil person in America who said you have to interview Lucia, so he'll be happy, he'll be watching. There's a lot of people watching online, which is terrific as well, and from your club as well. Orla Laverty got through for a smashing goal, but what a catch by Anya McGill just before it. Spectacular catch. They're playing terrific.
They are. They're running off the ball is a lot better now as well. I think it took them a wee while just to settle into it, but that goal by Orla, and before that with Kelsey MacArthur got a great goal as well. They were threatening for a while there, and they just got their 2 goals there now. I kind of think they switched off a wee bit there, but hopefully now after half time they'll come out all guns blazing again.
Antrim's going well at the minute in Camogie. A bit of a high. Have you come down from your high?
No, not yet. I can't. We were just saying there. I can't believe that this time last week the match was just over. Still All Ireland champions. Yeah, it's really hard to let it sink in. I suppose with this on, there's a really great buzz around the county from all the children in the primary schools and things like that. There are just so buzzing for us all. It's really class.
But this is where it starts in the minors. I mean, Antrim won a couple in the last couple of years, and the girls from then are coming through now. Yeah,
well, that's what I was just saying. Actually, we're looking around here to see who's going to come next year up to us. All
right. Well, who's playing really well out there that you've got your eye on?
Well, I don't like to name names, but obviously Anya's already with us. But there's a few girls there from the defence right up to the forward line, who are showing, and that's what you want. You want them to build them at minor and make them feel like that they're welcome up at senior as well.
There's some girl called Maeve Kelly's not bad.
No, she's not bad, no.
Well, I'm saying that because she's here. Maeve, come on over, Maeve. We're looking at the Antrim players down on the pitch there, and of course Maeve has a little interest here because are we sisters out there? She's doing well.
Yes, yeah, she is doing well. I think she was disappointed in her game last week, but she certainly stood up today on the stage, the big stage again, so yeah, she's doing well. So.
See the way sisters always downplay it a wee bit. She's doing great. They're all doing great. I mean, they got 2 goals there and they really pulled away. And in the first 20 minutes or so, I mean, their keeper made 3 saves, and you thought Antrim aren't really, taking advantage of what, it's not really reflective, but all of a sudden then they got those goals.
I know, I think last week, they learnt a lot from their mistakes, definitely, and I think they have recharged last week, and obviously our win as well has really spurred them on, and they're not making any mistakes there today. They've took their chances, and thank God the scoreline's in our favour at the minute.
So you're taking a bit of credit here, yeah?
Yeah, of course we have to. No, they're doing it all, but I think just even our win, and I think it's just definitely spurred them on, and to bring both cups home to Antrim hopefully tonight would be a very good boost for the whole county.
It would, that would be incredible, but it's a testament to the work that's gone on over the last 5 or 6 years in the county, really, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. We need a good strong minor squad coming behind us because we're going up to senior next year, so we do need a big strong squad backing us up, our minor squad, to keep that whole thing going on and continuing hopefully for the next few years to come.
One thing in the first half I noticed was the goalkeeping on both sides. I mean, before the 2 goals, your keeper Orla Donnelly made a couple of saves. Their keeper made 3 incredible saves.
Yeah, like I said before, we were threatening there for a good while, and we were nearly owed a goal because we were in so much. Orla Donnelly now has done very well, good shot stopper, and so is our other wee goalie is really good, and it just changes the match so much because then they get momentum and get back up the field. But Antrim are doing well. I think they should, it should be happy enough now. I suppose with the win there, they'll just have to pick up again.
There's one thing I'm going to do at half-time here as well. I'm going to play in the best scores from the year, and there's one at the start by some girl called Maeve Kelly, a wee lucky one she had over by the sideline. I think she was trying to pass it, but no. But seriously, I'll not embarrass Maeve, but what a score, and the quality of scores this year. I mean, that game, I remember knowing big Antrim against Down, was fantastic. You know, am I imagining it, or is the level really the standard going up?
I think the standards is going up, yeah. I don't think you're imagining anything. I think some of the scores this year from a lot of the ones have just been amazing, you know. And then see once we started like playing with each other as well, some of the running off and everything, it's lethal to watch, isn't it? And then obviously Maeve can shoot from anywhere as well. So then whenever she gets them from the sideline, I'm just like, right, okay.
Testing out the umpires.
Yeah, no, it's brilliant. It's because I've seen the video.
The umpire was a friend of yours together, yeah?
Yeah. No, I stepped in a wee fiver before them. No.
But seriously, Maeve, I mean, the standard's fantastic. The future's really bright for Antrim the way things are going now. We're not saying they're going to win today. We don't know that just yet, but they're going really well, and the win last week, there's a momentum there.
Yeah, definitely. I think we just need to keep building off this and keep going into next year. I think we all have to go back to club now and fight against each other, but even over the last few weeks, the bond that we had, even the win, like, it's brought us all so much closer that we were saying the way down. So we just need to keep that momentum going into next year, and hopefully we'll put up a good fight in senior.
Just finally, did you have a wee word with your sister Fionnuala before the game about settling down the nerves going into this game today, because she could be lifting a cup here in half an hour or so?
Yeah, no, definitely. I think she saw us last week, all our celebrations, and she stayed stencil last week, obviously, with this match today. So I think they're all just eager to keep pushing on through to get the win and make sure she does get that, because that's an amazing experience for anyone to do. So, and it's Fionnuala, obviously, so I'm very happy for her. So yeah, I give her some inspirational words this morning, but.
Claiming the credit again. Sure, why not? All right. Maeve, thanks very much, and Lucia as well. Thanks a million. Thanks for joining us at half-time. We will fill the rest of half-time with those brilliant scores I was telling you about, because we put together some of the best scores, and these are just from our cameras over the last 3 or 4 months, from Dublin, from Meath, Galway and that. But have a wee look at these scores now, and maybe pick your 1, 2, 3 as well, and you can message us on Facebook on the MQ video page to tell us which is your favourite.
I would say there's definitely scores there today that any hurler would be proud of. Some of the Antrim scores were cracking, so it was a great game.
And Maeve Kelly has nipped in there, and as I say, every time she gets the ball, she's fast. Surely she's not going to score from there. From an acute angle, the umpires aren't sure, but they are sure now they're going to give it. Low ball into the forwards this time, and that's going to go to Murray. Now what can Murray do? She's going to go for goal, surely. She's in behind. She goes left, and she fires it into the net. That's a brilliant response from Claire. That's why she is an all-star.
Rachel Hannafay, who else comes out with it? Brilliant from Hannafay. Good ball to Maria Dillon. Dillon feeds the ball into space. Well defended on this occasion, but Keane, brilliant from Keane. Can she get the hat-trick? Here she comes. Keane has support. Brilliant to Dillon. Dillon with the chance of a goal. What a goal! What a score from Maria Dillon.
Dublin are looking to weather the storm, and Hannah Hegarty gets it, and she fires it into the other half, and that's brilliantly taken. That's a super catch here, and there could be a score here for Niamh Gannon, and Niamh goes towards goal and shoots low and shoots to the net, and Niamh Gannon has really come into her own before half time.
I think usually I don't really score goals ever, so I heard the shout from Owen at the sideline to go for goal, and I think it broke perfectly for me, and I just decided, you know what, if it goes wide, it goes wide, you know. So yeah, I just went for it, and thankfully it went in.
From the Fianna, and this is danger again. It's high. Oh, brilliantly taken by Kelly, the captain. She goes left, she goes right, finishes it to the net. A third goal for
her. Lines well. Now it's an opportunity for Laverty. Laverty lays it off to her midfield partner. That's McGill. McGill has only one thing in her mind. McGill's still going. McGill gets a shot. It's in the back of the net from Anya McGill. She picked that ball up 30 metres out. She had only one thing on her mind. She decides not to go for it, plays a good ball inside. Coming out there is Aoife Minogue. Minogue has scored a couple of points as well. Minogue might have goal on her mind. Here she comes, takes a shot in, and it rattles the back of the net. Indeed, Minogue had goal on her mind.
I mean, Down were just soaking up Antrim wave after
And we're back now for the start of the second half. If you want to see the rest of those scores, I think that was the last one coming up. We nearly got them all in. They are on the MQ Video Facebook page, and we'll announce a winner there. So lots of great scores, and we're hoping for lots of great scores in the second half. And you can see that Offaly are up for it at the start of the second half. Driving forward is Sarah Fitzgerald, the number 7 there. Antrim repelling the attack though, and they've made one change at half-time. I'll tell you about that in just a second, as Ellen McIntosh gets the ball into the Offaly half. Offaly look a lot sharper and more determined at the start of the second half, and you see a bit of a fist pump there from Phelan, and the crowd as well getting behind them. They like that, and those are the sort of little moments that can make a difference in these games. The substitution, by the way, for Antrim, Sheena Woodhouse, the number 13 from Cushendall, has been replaced by number 18 Monique O'Boyle from the same club, Cushendall. So 18 in for 13 for Antrim. Mulrooney getting it into play, and there's Riley, the number 23, battling in there. She's been in from the start. Faye McIntosh battling to win a free for Antrim, the number 6 there. McGill comes back to take that free. And actually, I mentioned there wasn't much of a breeze, but now I can see with the linesperson's flag that there is quite a breeze going from left to right, so it will be with Offaly in the second half. But Nuala Devlin from Ballycastle speeding away. Now she's blocked down there, but she's persisting. There's lots of Offaly jerseys there, and she's still there battling, and in the end the ball goes out and she gets the decision. So what can Offaly do in this second half? They're going to need to do something pretty special. 8 points down. It was 11, but they scored 3 at the end of the half. They've got it back, but they're still a long way behind. And that one goes wide. And the Offaly supporters are treating that almost as if it was a score for them. Great strong running by Mulrooney right down in front of the stand, and she is still going and lays it off now. She gives it to Fletcher, I think that is, in there, but she's crowded out in the end. Great inspirational play there by Mulrooney, the number 14 from Burr. But no score at the end of it, at least not yet. Mulrooney wearing 14, but playing very much around the middle of the park. This is Lahey. Will this be the first score of the second half? Plenty of height, plenty of power, and it's accurate. 4 in a row for Lahey, and Offaly have come from 11 down to 7 down, and now it just looks a bit more doable. The Offaly supporters responding, but it's Antrim who win it from the puck out. That's Yvonne Martin driving it. It comes back down the field again. It's going to go over the end line though. That was Hanami trying to get to it, but ran out of room. McGill takes all of these. She covers a lot of ground. She's coming back to take it. Long, long way to go. 25 minutes. Great connection by McGill. It's batted down though, and it's Fitzgerald for Offaly. Good connection from her, and gets it into the danger area, and it's brilliantly taken by Fletcher, and she turns, spins, And the finish just didn't match the build-up. This is a little bit similar to the first half when Offaly were under serious pressure. It's Antrim at the minute under serious pressure, and the Offaly supporters not happy with what they feel are delaying tactics. Donnelly gets the puck out. Oh, and it drops very kindly for McGill. It looked like Offaly were going to get it through Cueva Darcy, but instead it's now Kelly, the captain, and she's hooked brilliantly. Offaly really have stepped it up at the start of the second half. She shortens her stick and gets good length on the ball. And it's well reached though by the fullback McGill. She's had a super game, and is there a better sight than a fullback coming out like that? And it's ended now with a chance at the other end, because Laverty all of a sudden has room, and she just takes her point. Settle things down again for Antrim. Gets their first score of the second half and their first score in the last 5, because Offaly got 4 in a row, and that just halts things a little bit and gets Antrim back on the scoreboard, keeps it ticking over, makes it 2-9 to 7, so they are 8 points rather to the good. Offaly coming again, saffron jerseys everywhere. The referee blows in the end for a free to Offaly, and this should be a score for Lahey. Offaly have really upped the tempo in the second half, and they've won a lot of the 50-50s, and it's paying off because they're piling the pressure on Antrim. You feel they're going to need a goal. They didn't get a goal the last day, and they haven't got a goal yet today, and that's a tribute to the Antrim defence. But Lahey will pop these ones over all day long. Oh no, she's gone right with that one actually, and just as I said that, I remembered last week when Offaly were 4 up and they'd got 6 in a row. She had a very easy one and managed to miss that one as well, so prone to the odd mistake, which is understandable, but at this time in the game that could flatten the morale a little bit, especially if Antrim do something at the other end. Number 3 for Offaly there is Sarah Doherty, clearing her lines. Challenge off the ball there when it left, and the Offaly crowd not happy about that, but Ellen McIntosh doesn't care. She gets it up, and she gets it as far as O'Boyle, the sub who's come in, but it's fallen, and it's won by Offaly yet again, and they really are trying everything. They are doing everything. That's McIntosh. She dropped the shoulder and came inside quite nicely there. We really have a camogie match on now. It is very exciting stuff here in Park Talchin, and this is McGill driving forward with the ball, has to check back, but still gets it up as far as the goalkeeper Gallagher, but Gallagher immediately changes the direction of play and puts it out to the left. But there just seems to be more Antrim players on the pitch at the minute, and everything Offaly are doing is right, but Antrim just are a match for them at the minute. An Antrim player has gone down off camera as Laverty gets her effort in towards goal, and that could be dangerous. The goalkeeper does well, but it's going to come back out for a free to Antrim, and Antrim just seem to be stemming the tide. And there's treatment to an Antrim player off camera way to the right as play continues here with McGill, and she puts that one over. It's another score for Antrim. 2-10 plays 7. It's back to a 9-point game in the 10th minute of the second half. It comes in to the full forward area again. Antrim persists, and there could be a goal here again. You know, oh, she just missed the ball at the last moment, and the challenge comes in, and MacArthur
It comes out though, and there could still be a score for O'Boyle, and the sub doesn't miss. The girl from Cushendall makes an impact. She picked up the loose ball. She was calling for it. She wanted it. And that's why, because she finished it. 2-11 for Antrim. They don't look now that they are going to let this go. And that's driven in by Lafferty. Well watched by the goalkeeper, but it's gone loose. She survives. And a goal there, you would feel, would have been curtains for Offaly. Goalkeeper has been fantastic for them today. And the linesperson just hidden behind that pillar seems to be signalling for a substitution. And the 28, I think it is, for Offaly will be coming in.
Substitution on the Offaly team.
And the number 8.
Grace Leonard replacing number 23, Hannah Wright.
So that was the switch before the game. 23 started instead of 8, but now it's 8 coming in for 23. So Grace Leonard, the joint captain, is in the play. And they're trying to get another sub on. It is a number 28 I mentioned, but she's not coming in just yet. This is good work by Quiva Darcy. She won that and drove forward and gets her free, and the referee is going to take the name of Anya McGill on this occasion. First booking of the game. And the other substitution will now be made by Offaly, and it is indeed 28, Sarah Freeman. And she will come in for Larisha Glynn, the number 10 for Offaly, will come off.
Substitution on the Offaly team, number 28, Sarah Freeman replacing number 10, Leisha Gray.
And after all the lovely sunshine, we now have rain here in Navan. So it's turned a little bit nasty. Driving rain, and it's going from left to right. Offaly are going from left to right. They need a goal. Oh, what a catch in there by Fletcher, and she goes for goal. It's deflected over the bar. Brilliant skill, brilliant play from all of the players concerned. What a catch there. Fletcher showed that she was good at that last week. She was good again, but I think the save was by Breed McGill, maybe with a little help by the goalkeeper Donnelly, who's been incredible. Antrim just do not concede goals in finals. Rain has got very heavy and the wind has got very strong, and it's all in Offaly's favour. You feel there, if they had got a goal, then, you know, they could have got a bit of momentum, and it could have got difficult for Antrim, and it could still get difficult for Antrim. It's Leonard who's into the play now, the number 8, trying to make something happen out there. But Antrim have all the answers. Lafferty. And Antrim facing up to the conditions and to the Offaly comeback. This is great skill, and it could be another goal. Oh my goodness! Pick that one out. What a goal! I think it's Brona McGill out there in the saffron helmet. Oh no, it's not actually. It's Nuala Devlin. Nuala Devlin from Ballycastle. What a strike, all her own work, and surely that is the goal that is going to win this for Antrim. They're too far ahead now, you feel. Brilliant from Devlin. 3-11 plays 8 points. They drew the last time after Offaly had been 4 up. Antrim have dominated this time, and they deserve to be ahead. It's 12 points between the teams. Oh, that's super work by the captain, Fionnuala Kelly, dropping into a sweeper position. She gets the ball and she sends it into the Offaly half. And I think that's Devlin again chasing it down. And Antrim, as we heard at half-time, have been inspired by the intermediate win last year. They want another All-Ireland in the county, and the way they're going to get it. I think it's coming over on the stream, but if it's not, let me tell you, the conditions out there now are very difficult for the players. Rain driving down on the pitch, going from left to right, making it very difficult, as you can see. This is one of the substitutes. It's Freeman. This is Fletcher. She's got such a great hand, and she leaves it off. This is Hanami. She comes back out, and there's a chance now for Fletcher. She's going to go for goal. You know she is, but it's saved, wouldn't you know, yet again by Donnelly. You just can't beat Orla Donnelly today. Orla Donnelly has been so steady in there, and indeed over the 2 games. And still Offaly persist, even when they're on their knees. Phelan still gives it everything, and in the end the decision goes to Antrim. Offaly giving it everything, but they just cannot get an even break here. Treatment required. And we'll have a water break soon, you would imagine. In fact, the referee has just decided to have that water break now. That's a good idea. The problem is there's a lot of water falling from the skies at the minute, and it's brought another dimension to the game, making it very difficult for both sets of players. And although Antrim are very far ahead, the supporters of both teams are shouting a lot of encouragement. Big crowd at the game, and a big crowd watching online as well, all over the world. We hope you are enjoying the coverage from a very wet Navan. You feel for the players out there, not that they'll mind too much, certainly the Antrim players. As you see there, they are within touching distance of an All-Ireland title. It would be their 3rd at this level in the last 5 years. And after the intermediates last week, it would underline the great work that's being done in the county. Plays 8 points. One of the big differences is that Offaly just have not been able to get goals, and that's largely been down to the goalkeeper Orla Donnelly. And McGill with the free. It comes back out again. Good battling in there again by Sarah Fitzgerald. Left half back for Offaly. She's at a super game. But Faye McIntosh gets the ball cleared for Antrim, and off they go again with the substitute O'Boyle. This is Martin. And eventually she runs into more trouble, and it's cleared. Tough conditions for the girls, but they are giving it everything, as you can see. Full commitment in this All-Ireland final. Eventually, McIntosh comes away with it, but I think she's blown for throwing. So it's a free. Hanami was over it for Offaly, but she decided to leave it to Phelan to give her time to get in and around the danger area. Actually, she's not going into the danger area, she's going quite close to her, but the ball is going into the danger area. Now, what can Offaly do? They really need a goal. Mulrooney is there. Did she think about pulling on it? She comes back, maybe that's why. She's trying to get on her other side. She passes. They really need a goal. They've got a goal, Offaly. They deserve that. They've finally beaten the fantastic Antrim goalkeeper Orla Donnelly. Great work by Mulrooney. Her first goal in the 2 games, and it's Lahey lashing it to the net, and the flags flying for Offaly. Maybe they're not done yet. 3:11 plays 1-8, and there's still 12 minutes to go. Offaly win it with Leonard out there, the substitute who's come into the play. McGill goes up for it, and there's good cover there by Orla McElroy, the number 4 for Antrim from Ballycastle. She watched that all the way and let her fullback go for it, and like any good cornerback, she covered. Low ball comes across, and that's good work by McCarthy coming out there. She had no right to win that, but she did. Fitzgerald is there again for Offaly, but Antrim still might get a score out of this, and indeed they do. A good response from Antrim, and that I think was Laverty who got the score. Steadies the ship. 3:12 plays 1-8. Hanami battling for it. She gets help from Creva Darcy. Now Leonard is there. Grace Leonard, what can she do? She's got room, she's got free. They need another goal. Grace Leonard looks like she has goal in her mind. She lays it off. There's a chance here. You know what's gone? No, and it is another goal. 2 goals in a couple of minutes. It was Hanami the last day who got the late dramatic equaliser, and now she's got a second goal. Is there another comeback on the cards from Offaly? 3:12 plays 2-8. You hear the crowd getting into it. It's 21 plays 14. Still a long way back for Offaly, but they have a long 10 minutes to go yet, and they've given themselves a lifeline. Play being held up because of an injury. Is it Breed McGill in there who needed a little bit of treatment? The Offaly crowd really getting into this. If Offaly win this, it will be absolutely sensational. 7 points down after scoring 2 goals in the last few minutes. Surely they can't do it. Or can they? They're certainly driving forward with lots of heart, and Darcy has won a free. It's one-way traffic at the minute, and Antrim, from being in a comfortable position, are now feeling a little bit uneasy. That's Phelan's ball. Oh, and it's really well watched in there by McGill. But the danger is not over. Offaly coming yet again, and it's Hanami again. She leaves it off, and the shot comes in from Lahey, but it goes to the left and it goes wide. Relief for Antrim in the 52nd minute. Donnelly trying to relieve the pressure, and out around the middle of the field, surprisingly, there's a lot of room there for Fionnuala Kelly, and Kelly gets it up into the forwards, and MacArthur now has it, and MacArthur is doing great work there, and she gets a free as well, and this should be a score for Antrim, and that's great work by the goalkeeper, the captain, and the full forward. So Antrim just quietening things down a little bit. Still raining heavily here in Navan. Oh, and that goes low, and I think a stick was on it. You saw the rain drop off the ball net behind the goals. That's the weather we have had the last 10 minutes or so. But despite the weather, we have a terrific game of camogie. Leah Gallagher with the puck out. Fitzgerald there as always. And Offaly looking for another score. Hanami is there. Oh, and this is Mulrooney, and she looks like she's going for goal. Oh, she has. She's got another goal. 3 goals for Offaly. What a comeback by the faithful county.
You see it again. Mulrooney, all her own work, goes low, and after getting no goals in the first game and a lot of this game, there's 3-13 plays 3-8, and maybe this is not over yet. This is turning into a bit of a thriller. The last day it was 2-7 to 13. We're already way past that. 3-13 to 3-8. 6 goals. Antrim looked home and dry. Now with the weather, nobody is dry out there, and they are certainly not home. But Antrim have been able to get up the field and get the odd score. And that's what they're trying to do here. And they might just get it, you know, because this is good work by Brona McGill. She's not going to get the score, but she puts it into that area. Gallagher does well. Super goalkeeper from Tullamore. Ball will go over the end line, and Antrim getting a little bit of relief. And as you can see there, the rain is heavy. 55th minute. Still time for Offaly. They still need something special, but to their eternal credit, they have provided something special in the last 5 or 6 minutes by scoring 3 goals. This is McGill. This suits Antrim. This slows it down a little bit, a long way from the Offaly goal. And that's Kelly, the captain, going for it. But it's cleared, and it's Hanami trying to get it into the hand, but the ball must be very slippery in these conditions. And it's another ruck type situation. That's good work there by Nuala Devlin. It's hard to get a clean catch on it, but Laverty from Lochgiel does well. This is good from Antrim in the conditions and in the light of the comeback. And MacArthur does well. Now it's gone to the left and wide, but they have stemmed the tide a little bit. There's at least 4 minutes, I'd fancy maybe 6 minutes in total to go. So there's still time for Offaly as the sun now comes out. It's rainbow time probably. What can Offaly provide? Oh, there's a lot of room here for Chloe Fogarty from Tullamore, the daughter of the manager. He would love her to do something special here. She leaves it off to Mulrooney. Oh my goodness, what a save. That was the moment you feel after 3 goals in the game in a row for Offaly. It looked like a fourth was absolutely certain, but what a stop. That was sensational and so important. Now at the other end, Anya McGill persisting and getting it up towards the goals, but Gallagher has got that one covered. It comes out to Freeman. The slither eludes her, and Ellen McIntosh clears her lines. That's good hands though by, I think it was Fitzgerald. This is Fletcher, and Fletcher gets it into the full forward area. Offaly coming again. Oh, what an amazing pass. That is absolutely brilliant. She has picked out Freeman, and Freeman tries to get it to her teammate Chloe Fogarty, and she is closed down but is persisting. It's still dangerous in there, but McGill comes to the rescue. This Offaly team just will not lie down. They are coming in waves. And there's still a chance because the ball is loose, and Hanami is looking for it. Mulrooney is there. And eventually Antrim do clear their lines on this occasion, and it's McIntosh, and she's got a player over. Will she give it short? She does. She gives it to McGill. And McGill, that's really clever, sensible play because there's a lot of room out there. And Antrim making use of that. Now that is what you call a turn of speed right at the end of the game, and they're going for a score at the other end, and they get it. Brilliant play to relieve the pressure and put a little bit more distance between the teams. Super score. 26 for Offaly is on, and 26 is Aoife O'Regan from the St. Ryna's Club. Not much time left, but if she can get a goal here, it would make things really, really interesting. 3-14 plays 3-8.
We still have rain, and now we have sunshine. And it's up to the right-hand side. Chloe Fogarty is the player who has come off. And Offaly look like they're also going to try and bring on Emer Maher if they have time, but we're now in the 59th minute and the game has been held up because there is an injury to Faye Mulrooney. And she's still getting treatment down to the Antrim goal side. What a game we have had here, an absolute thriller. Serious credit to Offaly for the way they have come back with goals from Lahey and Hanami to get them right back into the game. Get a point from Fletcher as well. It's been sensational stuff here. There's an Antrim sub. 17 is Niamh Mason from the Ahahal club. So she is coming into the play for the last few minutes for Antrim, and they're also looking to try and bring on Eva Graham from Ballycastle. Number 7 for Antrim, Lara Haughey has come off. So a few late changes, but the score remains 6 points for Antrim. It looks like they have done enough despite the amazing comeback from Offaly. Anya McGill, good connection. MacArthur is there for Antrim. Antrim, you have to admire the way they have stood up to it. They've kept playing really good hurling all through, and there's another example of it. Super score. Despite the 3 goals at the other end, they have maintained their composure. And you feel that surely is enough. But every time you say that, these Offaly girls come yet again. 3:15 plays 3-8 in injury time, deep into injury time. Oh, super defending yet again. The McGill sisters today have all been outstanding. Breed at fullback, her twin sister Brona at number 10, and Anya, the older sister, at number 9. And Antrim do bring on their sub, 21, Eva Graham. And she's coming on for Alva Keane. Alva gets a deserved and generous round of applause. Super game. Breed McGill. That's Fitzgerald. She tries to clear her lines, but she's been hounded down over on the far side from the stand. And Antrim finishing the game well. They could have crumbled, but they certainly have not chosen to do so. And that is going to be a free out, so Offaly will get possession in the 63rd minute of the game. Offaly still have a little bit left in the tank. Fletcher comes out to it and she gets possession and gets her free. She's in a hurry to take it. She's not going to wait for anybody else. She's going to have to come back a little bit, take it from the right position. She waves everybody to get in there, and she's going to drop the ball in towards the goal area, but that's plucked out of the sky rather easily. Hanami for Offaly. They get in behind again. It's Mulrooney again. Oh, brilliant defending by McGill there to block that one out in the 4th minute of injury time at the end of the game. And the referee will ask for the ball. And the referee Donegan drops the ball in. An Antrim player is getting treatment, but the play goes on. It's Ellen McIntosh, but she is keen to get back on it. She's hobbling back onto the play, but she wants to be in there for the final whistle, which is imminent. Look at the commitment out there at the end of this Tesco All-Ireland Minor B final replay. And in the end, it's a decision for Antrim, and they celebrate that decision as if it was the final whistle, and the final whistle is imminent. The referee looks at his watch. Breed McGill clears her lines, and the final whistle goes, and the Antrim players celebrate. Some of them drop to the ground. They have repeated the heroics of their intermediate team last week in Croke Park. They've done it again. It's a double for Antrim, 2 All-Irelands in successive weekends, and they really deserved it. A super performance. 3:15 plays 3:8. The rain thankfully has stopped, but Antrim didn't mind the rain. They didn't mind the comeback. Offaly gave it everything and scored 3 fantastic goals to make it a little bit hairy for Antrim near the end, but they recovered from that. They were able to deal with everything. At the second time of asking, they have won this All-Ireland title. They were no doubt inspired by the team from last week. And there's already a flag out there in the middle of the field, a saffron and white flag, and there it is. Lots of connections between the teams last week and this week. Maeve Kelly was here for an interview at halftime, and her sister Fionnuala will be the captain who will lift this cup. There will be more celebrations in the Glens tonight. Brilliant performance all through the game. And there is the captain, Fionnuala Kelly, and rightfully delighted and proud of the Antrim colours. And she celebrates there with one of the substitutes, Niamh Neeson from Ahaho. And it's Antrim's day again. Serious credit. I'm trying to get word to the organisers here about the player of the match, and they're about to make the presentation. I'm just trying to inform them who the player of the match is so they can go ahead with the presentation. And there you see the Antrim players celebrating with their family and friends through the fence. Great time to be an Antrim Camogie person, because they get an All-Ireland every week at this stage. The presentation is being prepared, and that's the girl from Niavenna in Glengormley, the only representative from that club, and she has played a great part in this All-Ireland victory. They're not all from the Glens. She's from Niavenna, and there's also Rossa in Belfast, and there's Kickham's Cregan from Southwest Antrim as well, have a representative on the team in Ivan Martin. So great celebrations for Antrim and their supporters. And I can see that the president of the Camogie Association, Hilda Breslin, is preparing to make the presentation, not just of the cup, but the Player of the Match award. So that's what we're waiting for. The Offaly players out there in a huddle, in the middle, and they have to be credited for giving it absolutely everything today. And the organisers are trying to get the players together. They're trying to get the captain over to the presentation area, but she spotted a few people in the crowd and wanted to go to them first. And we are now nearing the presentation. Antrim players on their way over. And there you hear the applause from the Antrim fans, family and friends enjoying this moment. They've come all the way down here to Navan, and at the second time of asking, there you see them all applauding the efforts of the team. And the Offaly supporters will do the exact same, because their team were exceptional today as well. And hopefully you'll now be able to hear the Camogie president, Hilda Breslin, so I'll stop talking and we will let her say a few words and announce the player of the match. And there is the player of the match, Breed McGill, the fullback. She was terrific, as was the goalkeeper Orla Donnelly and Anya McGill and Cassie MacArthur, and all of them.
I'd particularly like to thank Gavin Donegan and all of his officials for their great refereeing. I think all of us coming up here today knew that this was going to be a very special match. It was a brilliant first game, and the second game held up as well. It's a mark of a great team, and it's a mark of two great teams that no matter what the conditions are, and the conditions change dramatically through the match, that they managed to keep playing to the skill level that they did. Offaly, you were outstanding, and you really do need to hold your heads up. I've seen many minor matches this year and many senior championship matches, and the actual commitment, the dedication and the skill of the Offaly team was outstanding. So congratulations, girls, you really held your jersey. Antrim, what can we say? Once again, you seem to be on a roll this year with the silverware. It was a great performance, and it really was a team performance, so it gave me great honour to present the Minor B All-Ireland Cup to the captain of Antrim, Fionnuala Kelly.
Her sister Maeve was the star in Croke Park last week, and Maeve is the star today.
I would just like to start off and say thank you to all for an amazing game. The second time we played you this year, and both games have been an absolute battle. Every single one of you out there played your hearts out, and it's a really tough one to take because we've been here very many times in the past, but you are class. So 3 cheers for Offaly. Hip hip. Hip hip. Hip hip. I'd also like to say thank you to the referee and all the officials here today. It wouldn't be possible without you. To the facilities and the pitch that we're using today, their class, it's given us a big stadium or a stand for everyone to come cheer us on, so it's been great, so thank you very much. To the Camogie Association and Tesco, the sponsor, for making this all possible today, for just putting on the game. And for our team and our supporters today, thank you all very much for coming down and giving us a cheer. And lastly, I just say there's a very special man in the county of Antrim who forces down on us from above, so we want to brand him today, so big cheer for him.
They'll be celebrating in the Glens of Antrim for a second week in a row. An All-Ireland last Sunday and All-Ireland this Sunday. Saffron Rising, the Camogie team from Antrim, has done brilliantly today. Super performance by Antrim. Comprehensive winners in the end. Played great camogie all through the game. Inspired by the intermediate win last week. That was clear. They wanted to join in the celebrations. They wanted to get a cup of their own, and they have done just that. The team photographs there for posterity, and those players will go on, I'm sure, to represent Antrim at all levels in the years to come. The future looks bright for Antrim. But as Hilda Breslin, the Camogie Association president, rightly pointed out, Offaly deserve immense credit for the way they played and the way they persisted and drove on to the end of the game. But in the end, it is Antrim, and now they're going to pose so we can see them. That's a good idea. A few Antrim flags out there, and the cup. Third time in 5 years to win the cup. And well done to their management team as well. Rachel Neeson, the manager, the coach Johnny Sayers, and helping out there you've got Anne McIntosh, Una Kelly and John MacArthur as well. And they have won the 2021 Tesco All-Ireland Minor B final replay here in Park Talchin. And the photograph getting organised nicely there. So it's a little bit better organised maybe than the last one. This is the one to go in the picture frame and up on the wall. And you can see there the saffron jerseys all a little bit damp from the rain we had throughout the second half, but they don't mind, they're loving it, and they're calling for, well, the manager and the assistants that I mentioned are being called to join in the photograph, and they're even calling for a rather large teddy bear. There he goes. Gets his place and is told to sit up a little bit, and he gets the cup too. That's the photograph you want, and they're calling for more people to come in. So we will be another minute, but sure, we'll stay on for this. After 2 full games here, they deserve to prolong the celebrations, and then they'll head north and they go up to the Glens of Antrim. And as Maeve Kelly told us at halftime, and Lucia McNaughton from last week's winning team, there were great celebrations last week, and the minor girls saw that and thought they wanted a bit of this. And that is exactly what they're going to get. And I suppose finally I should mention the person I mentioned at the start, Anto Finnegan, the great Antrim Gael, who passed away just last evening. And he would have been very proud to see this achievement today. His last tweet was actually to celebrate Maeve Kelly and the Antrim players in Croke Park last week winning the All-Ireland Intermediate, and they've won it here today in Park Talchin as well. They did it for Anto, they did it for Antrim Camogie, and it's been a great day for Antrim, and it's been a great game. And Camogie, to finally rule out a cliche, has been the winner today. A terrific game. Both teams were a credit to their counties, and I hope you've enjoyed the live stream coverage as we now say goodbye from Park Talchin in Navan.